I lost 22 pounds in 5 months, and in today's video I'm going to show you exactly how I did that. It all comes down to being in a calorie deficit. So during those entire 5 months I was in a calorie deficit, which means that I consumed lesser calories than what my body needed to maintain its current state, which is why I dropped my weight and why I decreased my body fat percentage. Now, how much calories you should consume in order to be in a calorie deficit, that differs per individual, but luckily there are tools online that you can use to figure out how many calories you should consume in order to work towards your goals. So now that we have determined our daily caloric intake, it is time to make breakfast. With a twist, because it's noon. Okay, so I started eating at noon, and that is because I fasted until 12, and then I started my eating window at 12, and then I ate until 8 in the evening. So I had an 8-hour eating window. I practice intermittent fasting. Now, intermittent fasting isn't a diet, it's a pattern of eating. So it doesn't tell you what you should eat or how much you should be eating. So it doesn't necessarily lead to weight loss in its own. However, it does tell you when you should be eating. And the reason why I enjoyed intermittent fasting, especially whenever I'm in a weight loss period, is because it just makes it easier for me. When I start eating, my hunger kicks in. So it's easier for me to not eat and then don't really worry about feeling hungry. And then when I eat, I can eat like a lot instead of eating like small portions throughout the day. Additional benefit, I just experience a lot of mental clarity when I don't eat, and a lot of energy actually. Personal preference, not a diet on its own, pattern of eating, but I always did it when I was in the weight loss period. What we are going to make is oats, but with a twist, because we are going to add cucumber to it, because you don't really taste the cucumber, but it adds a whole lot of volume to your oats, which means that you eat a bigger portion, you feel more full. So that is something that I always did. I also have a protein shake next to it, very easy, fast absorbing protein, gives 22 grams approximately of protein in one sitting. Perfect, just easy. I have 45 grams of oats with a bit of water and cinnamon, and then I have one whole cucumber that I cut up in tiny pieces. I just prepare my oats on the stove as I normally would, and then at the end of it I add the cucumber, give it a good few stirs, and then you're good to go. And I wanted to show the difference between having the oats with cucumber and then the portion size without. I felt like you couldn't really see it, but the difference is 800 grams with just the oats, and then almost 1200 grams when you have the oats with the cucumber. So that's almost a 400 gram difference, which is quite a lot of volume. Add your favorite toppings, have your protein shake, and you're good to go. Okay, so then around 4-ish, I usually went to the gym. Now, before I get all these comments saying like, oh, I cannot go to the gym at 4 or eat breakfast at 12, I'm fully aware. During this period, I was a uni student, and I really had only like 14 hours of mandatory classes. I was at uni a lot more often, but it also allowed me to have a bit of a more flexible schedule. So I usually worked until very late. So let's hit the gym. I'm going to pick an outfit, and as you probably know, Gymshark, I'm just going to put it there. Gymshark's early Black Friday sale starts on Friday the 13th. At 7 p.m. GMT. So I'm quickly going to show you some of my favorites. I'll pop my shopping link in the description box down below. If you want to shop through my link, doesn't change anything on your end, but I really appreciate it. I see it. I always try to respond to your DMs on Instagram if you use my link, so thank you so much if you do. You know what? I'll just do a quick little try on. That'll be fun. First outfit is the Adapt pattern seamless sports bra with the Pippa joggers, which I'm wearing my regular size in the joggers, but if you like a more oversized fit, then definitely size up. I'll list all the items with their specific discounts in the description box, but I just quickly wanted to talk over them. And then here I'm wearing the low neck bralette in black with the Adapt camo seamless leggings in obsidian green, which honestly is one of my favorites. Look at that fit, love it. Next up is the low neck bralette again, which is not a sport bra, but it's just so cute, with the Adapt Marl seamless leggings in moss gray, which is a beautiful nude kind of color. And then I'm having a blue moment with the Fraction crop top and the Adapt ombre seamless leggings. I love the Adapt collection if you haven't noticed. And then here I'm wearing the Adapt Marl collection again, which I love the back of the sports bra. And this is the purple color. And then this is me wearing the high-waisted flex leggings in black, such a good staple black legging with the training cropped sweater and then the no VPL bralette underneath. And then I'm wearing the essential tee in white, which I love to like tie up with the low neck seamless bralette gray underneath, and then the Adapt Seamless in blue. You already know that there was only really one option for me. You just can't go wrong with the Vital Seamless. It just always makes me feel like a freaking badass, and I just love the fit. It's just stretchy, it's comfy. I'm ready to train legs. Now, my training itself never changed when I was in a bulking phase or whenever I was in a weight loss phase. It's always the same. I did change my training approach over the years. However, I didn't specifically change it in order to reach a different goal when it comes to my weight. Reason being is what helps you build muscle whenever you are in a maintenance or in a bulking phase. It's what helps you with maintaining muscle mass whenever you are in a deficit. So we're going to train legs and we're going to hit them hard. Starting with the squats, I'm doing 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps, really trying to push myself here. This was still a warm-up set, but this one was filmed better. But that is what I did here, and then really focus on keeping a good form and neutral spine. Next up is this variation of the lateral squat, which I absolutely love. It's a really, really challenging movement. And I did 3 sets of 12 each side. Moving on to the single leg hip thrust. I love doing unilateral exercises to minimize any muscular imbalances, which is why I'm doing it single legged here. And I did 15 reps per side and I did 3 sets. Moving on to some accessory work, and for that I'm using my new light band in the lovely lilac color, which we'll be releasing very soon. Make sure to stay up to date because it's been taking over my heart. I love doing any hip abduction movement with it because it has a bit more stretch. So here I'm doing standing hip abduction, and I'm trying to reach 3 sets of 20 reps per side. And then next up is the glute kickback, same as with the hip abduction, and I do a superset. So first the hip abduction and then the kickback, which is it just makes your glutes cry. And then moving on to a squat variation, I'm using my band for extra resistance, elevating my heels, and then make sure to keep your posture upright. And that's it. Okay, so we are done with training, but another thing that I always made sure to pay attention to is my daily step goal. Because what I noticed is that when I lowered my caloric intake, then my movement during the day also slowed down, which means that I burned less calories. For me, this was something that happened unintentionally. I just had less energy and I felt a little more tired. So having a daily step goal really forces you to stay active during the day, and that really helps with maintaining that deficit. So if you don't have a step goal yet, then make sure to look at what you're currently averaging at and then set a goal that is slightly higher and just keep pushing yourself whenever you hit a plateau with your weight loss. Now it's time to make lunch. For lunch, I am making a veggie schnitzel. I used to put this one in the air fryer, but I don't have an air fryer here, so I'm just making it in the pan using a bit of avocado oil, and then obviously taking the oil out of the pan, so I don't have any excess oil. And then I'm also making a grilled cheese sandwich. I used to use protein bread, but I don't have it here in Spain, so I'm just using a sandwich thin, and then I'm grilling some low-fat cheese, low-carb cheese, and then I make a little salad with 2 eggs and my grilled sandwich, and then of course I have to add the reduced sugar ketchup. Such a good lunch. It is time to make dinner now. I usually had dinner between 7 or 7:30, and then I had my little snack right before my eating window ended, so right before 8. I quickly wanted to talk about cheat days or cheat meals. So what I usually did was I didn't have any cheat days. I don't really like to refer to things as like cheat in general. I explained that in my meal prep video, but regardless, I didn't really have cheat days. That can put you over your weekly total intake. So what you don't want to do is eat in a deficit during the week and then eat so much during the weekend that you are at maintenance on a weekly basis, or maybe even in a little surplus. So I didn't really do cheat days, and I sometimes had a cheat meal, or basically just a meal that I didn't track, and then I just had whatever I wanted to. So for example, pizza or usually pizza, or I don't know, like sushi for example. I only did that when I needed it mentally or physically, and when I had a really good week. So if I did my workouts, if I hit my steps, if I did my meals. The reason why I was a little bit stricter about it than I am now is because I just had a certain goal that I wanted to achieve in a certain time frame, and I didn't want to basically waste any time being in a deficit for any longer just because I didn't just do what I set out to do. So that's why I was a little bit more strict with it. But it is time to make dinner, and my dinner is a little bit higher in fats, which is why my daily intake is a little bit higher in fats compared to carbs, but that's just different a bit on a daily basis. because it's important to get your fats in as well. For dinner, I'm making some potatoes with asparagus and salmon. I used to do the potatoes in the air fryer, but again, I don't have it here, but I love the air fryer for that because it just makes fries basically. Tastes a bit different, but you don't even really notice when you're on a diet. And then I seasoned the salmon, and then I prepared it in the pan with, again, a little bit of avocado oil, but not too much. And then I grilled the asparagus afterward, and there you have my dinner, which is looking absolutely delicious. High volume, keeps you full for long, and then it is time to make a snack afterwards. And there we have the melted chocolate, which is like a dream. I usually did it with the Au bain-marie method, but I'm too tired now. And then add your favorite fruits, and then you have your little chocolate fondue.